Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPC), Mele Kyari, has reaffirmed his stand that the country will stop fuel importation by 2023. Nigeria, an oil-producing country, has been heavily dependent on the importation of petroleum products since its 4 major oil refineries have been underutilized. Kyari gave this assurance during the State House weekly media briefing at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. He revealed how the federal government hopes to raise $1 billion for the rehabilitation of the country's refineries. The NNPC boss said that the country is still importing petroleum products as a result of the country's refineries not being functional.
This is very practical. This is possible. As a matter of fact, when we are done with our own refineries and the Dangote refinery, very many other small initiatives that we are doing, small modular condensate refineries that we are building, if that happens, and we are very optimistic it will happen, you will see that this country will now be a net exporter. As a matter of fact, it will be a hub of export of petroleum product, not just to the West African sub-region, but to the rest of the world. This will happen. The flow of supply will change. By middle of next year, it will change. So you will have no need for importation of petroleum product into this country by middle. I don't know this. I think this combination answers all your questions. So the combination of that and our own ability to bring back our refinery will completely eliminate any importation of petroleum product into this country next year. You will not see any importation into this country next.
Kyari decried huge crude oil theft, resulting in substantial loss in production. While lamenting that the oil theft robs the country of at least 700,000 barrels per day, the group CEO said the gravest consequence is the degradation of the Niger Delta environment.
When you say you are losing 700,000 barrels per day of crude oil, we mean it. This is opportunity lost. There is no company that will produce oil and then you lose 80% of that and continue to produce the oil. So we deliberately shut down the pipelines whenever we see these infractions get into a limit that we cannot control, that are not possible to be managed. So that means as we speak today, we know for sure there is at least 700 lock-ins that we could have produced that we can't do because we cannot guarantee the safety of the pipeline. Of course, there are some technical issues. Needless to say that not 100% of that is due to theft. There are technical issues. We are responding to the technical issue, but majority of this is associated with reasons around crude oil theft.
Countering the alleged assertion by the Chief of Naval Staff, the NNPC boss denied the involvement of his workers as regards crude theft.
I'm very, very convinced that the Chief of Naval Staff is misquoted. He could not have said that NNPC is conniving to steal from the terminal. I'm very, very doubtful, and I have very fruitful and constant engagement with the Chief of Naval Staff. The vessel in question was the vessel that is arrested at Equatorial Guinea. Are they doing it on behalf of the institutions? Absolutely not. There are criminals everywhere, and there are also good people everywhere. And I believe that majority of my workers are good people. But I'm not saying that there are no bad people in NNPC. They may be there, and they will be the part of the people that I told you will deal with them. Government will deal with them, will take them out.
The group CEO disclosed that 122 persons have been arrested for oil theft between April and August 2022. From the Presidential Villa, Abuja, Folorunsho Adegoke, Core TV News.